Hello and welcome, everyone. It's Daniel Topf here with a new format where I want to just share a few thoughts under 5 minutes. And today I want to tell you a little bit about my first experience in missions, which had to do with short-term opportunities that were offered by OAM and YWAM, two different mission agencies, but they both focus on creating missions opportunities for young people. And it's a little bit connected to my last book review or book overview is The Commission Still Great by Steve Richardson, where he has a chapter on short term. And of course, a whole books have been written about the impact or maybe also the lack of impact of short-term trips. But I think there's one element that a lot of people agree on is that a short-term trip can be a really valuable experience for the participant. And that certainly was the case for me. So I was a young Christian and in high school back in Germany, and I became interested in missions. Went to a youth conference where OAM Operation Mobilization had an info stand, and they were actually presenting a program to go to India. I'm not sure for how long, maybe 1 or 2 years, and I did feel called to Asia, and I wanted to eventually go to India, but I felt that would be a big jump. So I thought let's start with something smaller. So I signed up for a mission trip within Europe. So the program was called Love Europe, and then specifically I was part of one that went to Spain, and it started with a conference in Santiago de Compostela, and then there was an outreach in Cáceres and other parts of Extremadura, which is a less known province in Spain. And for me, it was great. I loved it. I loved the community, to be there together with other Christians. I remember there was a large group of Christians from Puerto Rico who were part of the trip, who were very gifted in music and in singing, and just had a very vibrant Christianity. And for me, being half Spanish, so my dad is German, my mom is Spanish, and so that was a relatively manageable step into missions, right? Because I already knew the language. I had been to Spain before with my parents on vacation. And so that positive experience of doing a short-term trip encouraged me to do more. And then after high school and after my 1 year of national service, I signed up with YWAM Youth with a Mission to do their discipleship training school. And again, YWAM, they do the DTS all over the world. I'm sure many of you know people who have done a DTS, or maybe you have done it yourself. I chose a German Filipino DTS that was organized in Davao, which is in Mindanao, the southern island of the Philippines. And, some of us, we did the lecture phase in the Philippines, and then there were outreach teams, for example, to China. But in my case, I said, no, let me just stay in the Philippines since I'm here already. So I joined an outreach team that went to General Santos and other places. And again, I loved my time there, and I wanted to do more in missions, and didn't quite know at that time how to move forward. But over the years, I've been able to do my PhD in mission studies at Fuller Seminary, and I now work full time in missions with the missions agency, a world team, and somehow even though I did other things in between, I went to college, studied business, worked in China as for a German company, but somehow it all came together, and those early influences had a big impact on my life. So I just want to share that as an encouragement to consider short-term trips, and also encourage young people to participate in short-term trips, whether that's with OAM or YWAM or someone else. And that's all for today. Thanks so much, and God bless.